Are you making these photography selling mistakes that could be hurting your bookings? In this video, I'm sharing 3 of the biggest mistakes that I commonly see photographers make when selling their services. Let's dive in so that you can make selling as natural as capturing that perfect shot. Photography selling mistake number 1 is overwhelming people with too many options. One of the biggest traps that I see photographers fall into is overcomplicating. I see this mistake a lot with the coaching students in my business course. As photographers, we love to overcomplicate our websites, our onboarding, but perhaps most damaging is overcomplicating our pricing and our packages. Here's some of the reasons that I find so many photographers have a lot of options on their pricing menu. First, they simply have a lot to offer and want to showcase all of it. I mean, isn't showing all the options the professional thing to do? 2, they haven't studied their audience. And I mean, really study their audience to the point where they really know and understand their ideal client on a deep level. And because of this, they haven't figured out how to narrow down all those options to the simplest few that would be the best for their dream photography client. In other words, they're making their client do all of the work instead. And 3, they're thinking too much about profit, which normally is a good thing. But in this case, for example, a photographer might say, more package options and more add-ons means more opportunities for making money, right? Well, no. Not exactly, and I'll explain why. When we overwhelm a potential client with an abundance of options, we unintentionally create a phenomenon called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue occurs when people are presented with so many choices that it becomes mentally exhausting for them to make a decision. There's a fascinating example in a book called The Paradox of Choice about a study on gourmet jams. Researchers found that when the store offered a large variety of jams for the customers to sample, fewer people ended up buying compared to when the selection was limited. I feel like this really highlights the importance of quality over quantity when it comes to pricing options. Instead of bombarding our clients with too many choices, we should focus on offering a few high-value packages that truly meet their needs. Another interesting study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that consumers can actually feel regret and dissatisfaction when they make a choice after having too many options. When surveyed, they almost always felt like they chose wrong somehow. And as photographers, we want our clients to feel excited and confident about their decision, not regretful. Picture this. Your potential client is scrolling through the PDF or web page of the pricing you shared, and they see a long list of packages, add-ons, and different pricing variations. As they go back and forth between the different options, they start feeling overwhelmed and exhausted just thinking about making a decision. So what happens next? They realize that this is going to take a while, so they say, I'm going to come back to this and look at it a little later. And in the meantime, they either get busy and then never return to it, or they might connect with another photographer who made it an easy yes to move forward. So instead of bombarding your clients with an overwhelming array of choices, here's some ideas to help you embrace the power of simplicity. In your pricing, this means narrowing down to 1 to 3 package options based around your ideal client and the options that are going to be the most desirable to them. Then to take things even further, I would schedule a consultation with them where you can really get to know them and craft a customized proposal that's more specific to their needs. This is a hybrid approach that allows you to eliminate decision fatigue while also serving your potential clients in a better way. Remember that photography clients, especially higher end clients, don't have endless amounts of time to spend. So throughout your sales process and throughout your entire business, in fact, you want to look for ways that you can reduce friction. Simplifying your offerings is one of the best ways of making the process super smooth and easy for your clients to say yes. Simplify, reduce decision fatigue, do the work on your end to narrow down so the client doesn't have to do all the work. Your goal should be to make it incredibly easy for your clients to reach out and book you. The next big selling mistake many photographers make, often without even realizing it, is operating from a scarcity mindset. This mindset is actually one of the biggest things that holds 95% of photographers back from raising their prices and making more money. And the scary thing is most photographers don't even realize that they're doing this. So what exactly do I mean by scarcity mindset? Well, think of it like this. Scarcity is, as we know, a feeling like there's a limited supply of things or like there's not enough to go around. In the world of our photography businesses, having a scarcity mindset is something along the lines of worrying that there's just not going to be enough clients or bookings, or feeling like there's too many photographers or there's too much competition and that they're going to be taking the clients from you. This could even take the form of wrong assumptions, like people in my area just don't want to pay rates above such and such. We hear this all the time from photographers. And the worst part is this often happens unintentionally, without us really realizing it. So while this mindset might be a bit stealthy or even invisible, its effects are very big and very real. It can fill us with self-doubt and a sense of almost desperation. This negatively affects how we approach selling and interacting with our potential clients. In my coaching calls with students, one of the most common signs of a scarcity mindset is the energy of needing the sale in your sales conversations and photo consultations. And you may say, but I do need sales. How else am I supposed to stay in business and be profitable without bookings? And hey, I get it. If you're not familiar with my story, I started out as a broke college student. Date nights for my boyfriend and I consisted of 99-cent nachos from Taco Bell. We would buy one and we would share it. My first camera was borrowed and broken because I couldn't afford my own. So I can speak from the place of not having much and building towards my personal dream of 6 figures while only taking a limited number of shoots and clients. But even early on, I knew that people just aren't attracted to needy energy. I knew I wasn't attracted to it, so I knew my clients wouldn't be attracted to it either. So at first, I kept my normal 9-to-5 job while doing photography in all my spare time. This was so that my income came from my day job and I didn't need to book a client. This is because needy energy is not magnetic energy. The energy of desperation is a repulsive energy. Clients feel it, and then they will naturally assume that you're trying to sell them something that's more in your best interest rather than theirs. And when that happens, they lose trust in you. And when they lose trust in you, you lose the sale. Instead of being needy, I want you to focus on being the opposite. Focus on being generous. Being generous implies a willingness to give, to share, and to help others without being excessively focused on our own needs. It's a giving and heart-first energy. And we compare this to the normal, overly salesy energy that a lot of photographers put out unintentionally. A giving energy is incredibly magnetic, and it will give you an edge. This is part of a bigger topic on communicating and knowing how to talk to people in a way that both connects and helps move them forward in their customer journey with you. I dive deep into this along with the psychology of how premium clients think and make buying decisions in the sales section of my signature business and marketing course. If that's something that you'd be interested in, I only open doors twice per year for a few days only, and doors are opening soon. So hop on the waitlist below to stay in the loop so that you don't miss it. The next sales mistake is a doozy, and that's not having a strategy. Specifically in regards to sales, it's not having an offer strategy. What's an offer strategy? Most people tend to kind of throw their pricing together and then kind of throw it at the client. This is a mistake. Crafting an offer strategy is a more advanced sales technique. However, as an example of something I built into my business early on, an offer strategy is a big reason why I had a 90% booking rate in my consultations and calls with potential clients, without needing to resort to pushy or slimy sales tactics and without giving discounts that might devalue my work. So let's break this one down. First, what's an offer? I like to think of an offer as what you share with your client when giving them an opportunity to work with you. This encompasses everything that you bring to the table, from the product itself to how you're presenting it. An offer is not just the price tag. In fact, the most common mistake that I see photographers make when it comes to the sales conversation is thinking that pricing is the primary factor when a potential client moves forward or not. This mindset leads to pricing being your only leverage, which is why discounting is such a prevalent thing in our industry. Thinking this way puts you in the position where you'll always be competing based on price, which, my friend, is what we like to call a race to the bottom. And that's not a good race to be competing in, because there will always be someone who can manage to be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I encourage you to instead adopt a more holistic approach. Think about your offer as a whole. And in order to get more sales, you want an offer that's irresistible to your dream photography clients. There's obviously more to crafting an irresistible offer than what I can cover in this video, But let's focus on two essential elements that work in harmony with your pricing to create a truly compelling offer. And that's scarcity and urgency. As photographers, scarcity and urgency are already built into our offers, but most photographers do a great disservice to their clients by not communicating them properly. So let's break these two down. Scarcity is all about conveying a sense of exclusivity and limited availability of our services. As a photographer, you can elevate scarcity by running special promotions or limited spot offers for specific seasons. For example, say you're a portrait photographer, you could do a mini session launch or a summer promotion with a limited number of spots available. One great strategy is to share this to social media on your Instagram stories, and every day, as those spots fill up, cross out the unavailable ones to visually demonstrate the dwindling availability and really illustrate demand. This example also feeds into the next piece of an irresistible offer, which is urgency. Urgency is what helps drive people to make decisions on the things that they really want. By introducing urgency into the sales process, you encourage potential clients to act quickly before the opportunity passes them by. A key to note here is we're not trying to get people to do what they don't want to do. We never want to manipulate clients. We want what's best for them. So we're using urgency to get them over that natural resistance they have and allow them to make a decision and go after what they really want. One way to do this in wedding photography, for instance, is by letting clients know that there's a time-sensitive hold on their desired date. For example, I'll tell my clients something like, October is one of my busiest months for weddings, but I'm so excited to share that your date is currently available, and I'd absolutely love to talk more about capturing and being a part of it. I might even share that it's my last available weekend, if that was true. This instills a sense of urgency without being pushy or salesy. Remember, the goal is to serve clients by providing them with important information to help them make informed decisions on what they already want. Urgency can be that gentle nudge in the right direction for them. I also let couples know if the date falls during my busy season that I'm happy to share that their date is currently free. If you notice kind of how I worded that. The key word here being currently, as in it can book up at any time. So the messaging and words that we use are very important when communicating a sense of urgency without coming across as forceful. For another example, I know for myself that it's true that I can be speaking to a potential client and then another one will come along and be ready to book on the spot. So this is another thing that I share during my consultations if a couple's not ready to book on the call. And I'll share with them, absolutely no rush in making a decision. I know that this is really important. So I want you guys to be able to have the time to talk things over. Let me know if you have any questions at all. And as a courtesy, I'll have a 24-hour hold on your wedding date to give you guys some time to chat things over. But I do want to share, just because this is a busy month, that outside of that, dates do book on a first-come basis. So if there is another couple that's interested, I always do my best to let you know. However, it has happened in the past where another couple's been ready to move forward right away and the other couple was heartbroken. So I felt really awful about that, and I just like to let people know now. When sharing this with my other potential clients, I always write or speak from the place of serving them. This is really important to note. Again, it's about a giving energy. It's a professional thing to do to ensure that they're informed. So simply letting them know the real situation and how these things sometimes go is a huge help to let them know how you work and that they actually don't have an infinite amount of time. I do a full walkthrough of my entire wedding consultation process in a 3-hour masterclass called Consultations That Connect and Convert, which I'm including as a free bonus with my course for people on the wait list. But I hope this gave you a little insight into how you can move away from being salesy while still incorporating strategy into your communication and more easily grow your photography business. And if you're someone who wants to learn even more about growing a profitable photography business, watch my next video here where I share 3 pricing strategies that help me grow fast and build my side hustle into a 6-figure wedding photography business that I absolutely love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.